a coach can be to a way to address this sort of unsaid thing that happens with a lot of people who struggle with an eating disorder in the later stages of recovery, of recover just enough. And I think sort of the Windhorse philosophy, and something that's I really attach to, is that like just enough is not enough. How can you help deliver people into a sense of, oh, I actually deserve so much more? There's so much language about recovery within an eating disorder that is not suited to the actual experience. I personally view eating disorders through the paradigm of addiction. That's the analogy that's made the most sense to me. But it's a whole other ballgame when you cannot cut the way in which you enact behaviors out of your life. You can't stop eating. And so oftentimes, when you're fed enough, when you're full enough to stop being saved, the crisis recedes into the background, and you can convince yourself, and perhaps the people around you can feel as though like, our work is done here. And people get stuck at 80-ish% of recovery, and the world stays smaller than it needs to be. So my curiosity about this is, what can we do that's slightly more dynamic, more goal-oriented to make the world wider? What is more than just enough? Because people who come to this practice and who come to coaching for this deserve more than just enough. I think you know if coaching is right for you if your recovery is stable enough but you're still feeling dissatisfied. If you've gone far enough that you feel bored by the maintenance of your mental health and your eating disorder, I think the question becomes like, what's missing? Because all of those behaviors, restriction, purging, it's just a symptom. And if we're just addressing symptoms, that's necessary for being alive. Cool, you're alive, you're living in a body, your heart is pumping, congratulations. But life is bigger than that. I think particularly if you have some specific things in mind that you want to look at, that you've missed, or that feel too hard to get back in your life and your own. Let's talk about that. We're gonna make a plan. We're gonna talk through particular exposures. We're gonna troubleshoot things that come up. We're gonna forgive the disappointments. We're gonna celebrate the successes. You're gonna have a person with you while you do this.